Welcome, one and all to the Blue December Cup number 5. My name is Peter Hartnell, joined by Jesper Deedless Kunz, and we are going straight into our first game of today. Oh, and straight back out again, as it turns out.
That was a fast match.
I feel like we were all winners here today. Well, I believe...
Don't you think that's something a loser would say? That everyone's a winner.
Hey man, I'm just changing the rules. I think A&G probably were having some technical issues, so they dropped themselves out of that game, but no worries. So we'll just call that one a wash. This does give us a chance, in the manner which we were hoping to do when we first started off the stream, to start things properly. So we've already introduced ourselves, or I have at least. The next thing up is to explain what we're doing here today, which is an ESL competition which will see teams playing on iOS in the blue region, the blue countries, which is part of the countries which are not covered by the red tournaments, playing in today's competition for a prize of $100, going up against each other in best of 3 competition, in single elimination all the way to the grand finals, as you can see on the right hand side of your bracket. But Deedless, we need more deets, Alus. Could you tell us who's playing here today?
Well, our first seed of today is going to be Score Gaming. They've been in every Blue December Cup this December, except for the first one, and they've placed, I think, second or higher in every one. Sorry, in every single cup. So they have the highest seed today. Down in the bottom, we have number 1 going up against Revolutions. It's a team from Iraq versus a team from Canada. Now, as our third seed and a fourth seed, we have Frankenstein and A&G. And 5th seed and 6th seed is Asinomoto and Shionia.
So, as you guys may have been able to figure out from what you were being seen before, it was Asinomoto and A&G will be our opening match of the day. But we got a good variety of countries represented. Japan, the only one represented twice. We don't actually, surprisingly, we see a lot of American teams, as we've often discussed before. Japan and America tend to be, along with France, our most present countries in play, at least on the blue side of things. Of course, India tends to field a lot of teams as well, but we don't see many Canadian teams at all. Now, without any actual information to call across, and without saying anything which might be offensive to Canadians because they're wonderful people, Deedless, why do you think, and tread carefully here because I'm really putting you in a position to say something bad, that
why would you do that then?
Because I'm an awful person.
Oh, that's right.
But, well, let me reverse what I'm going to say, in fact, and save you from me dropping you in it. I'm personally extremely excited to see a Canadian team taking part. I've got some, been fortunate enough to get to know some wonderful Canadian folks in my time. I'm trying to think of a question here, but now I'm trying not to drop you in it. It's become all the much harder. But I do wonder, you know, if there's if we might be hopefully seeing some more teams coming across from the cold white north, because, you know, there's been a lot of, you know, strong Canadian esports players across various different titles that we've seen ourselves, and it's always nice to have some fresh faces around.
So Peter, what's the point? What?
I don't know. It's just past midnight here in the UK, and for Deedless, it's even later. It's tomorrow. Well, I suppose it's tomorrow for both of us.
It is. It's a 1:15 here in Denmark.
Gosh.
Yeah,
well,
exactly my thoughts.
We should be getting back into our opening rounds today on the streets. Let's see. So, well, while we've got the chance to catch up for any of you guys who are tuning into this for the first time, I think we probably are going to assume a little bit of Modern Combat 5 knowledge on you guys' part. So, but if that's not the case, if any of you guys are tuning into this for the first time, you're like, what is this thing? Modern Combat 5? Well, actually, Dealers, I will lean on your knowledge here. You're a guy who's good at explaining things. What the heck's Modern Combat 5 for anyone who's just dropping by and is like, what's this game?
Well, Modern Combat 5, it is a shooter game. Usually it's played in team deathmatch, where we play to 50 points. And you have, I think it's 7 minutes and 30 seconds, right?
I think 7 minutes, but there's a little bit of a pre-game before it starts, probably.
Right. So you have 7 minutes to achieve 50 kills. If you don't achieve 50 kills, then or the team with the most amount of kills will just automatically win. So basically, yeah, you shoot a lot of people in 2 teams, and the team that kills most people win.
So
yeah.
For any of you long-time viewers, there's now we've established the basic premise of what we're working here: a mobile first-person shooting game, which you can download for free if anyone watching hasn't played it before, which you play in teams against each other. So we're going to jump up the complexity scale quite a lot to aim this more at people who have played Modern Combat 5 but not played in the ESL competitions. So each of the teams playing here today will have brought themselves together mostly through the ESL Modern Combat 5 Discord, and then the big thing playing in the ESL as a team is there's a few different rules than you might be used to. So if any of you guys have played in the Pro League on Modern Combat 5, that kind of gives you some restrictions. The ESL competition actually restricts that down even further. So you're only allowed tier 3 armor, whereas you're allowed up to tier 4 and 5 normally when you're playing your average game of Modern Combat 5. And there's a few more restrictions. No prestige weapons, so any of your fans of your Dreadeye won't be able to make use of that. And some auto-firing weapons as well. A few other bits and pieces, but that's the most part. As Big Gorilla is saying in the chat, I'll drop the the Nightbot command to give you guys a link to the ESL Discord. Oh, Big Gorilla literally did that as I did it. And you can go over there, get into the recruitment channel, and you could be playing in, well, it's a bit late for tonight's tournament, but you could be certainly playing in tomorrow's tournament, which will be in slightly under 16 hours time.
And that will be commentated by Peter. I unfortunately will not be there, as I have other stuff planned. But also, usually it is Hacksawy's tournament.
Yes, so hopefully he'll be around tomorrow. Fortunately, he hasn't been able to make it along recently so much. But if circumstances allow, then we'll be delighted to have him along. But hey, life is strange sometimes, and doesn't work out the way we expected. Yeah,
sometimes you end up being able to control time and space.
Aldo Vasquez thinks this is the best part of the stream.
Thank you, Aldo.
Oh boy, I feel like one of the things, Dealers, I was always very jealous of you that was doing the monthly finals from the ESL studios, where you guys didn't get to take any breaks at all and had to talk all the way through the entire tournament.
Yeah, that was quite something.
Yes, it doesn't usually happen in most esports events. They usually have breaks of some kind, but not for you guys. Not for you guys.
Unfortunately, not.
It does seem like we may have run into a bit of a tricky issue here. So instead of picking up this first game of the day, what we're going to do, because I believe our other ESL matches... Oh, actually, I tell a lie. Alright, hold on a second, guys. I believe we've actually got our Score Gaming match instead as a substitute. So we'll be...
No, we... the match that we wanted, guys, we've had to... Or one of the teams have been moved on. A&G have won based off an admin decision. So we'll be moving straight into our first semi-final of the day. And then hopefully we will be able to move into the second semi-final once we actually finish this one.
Yes, okay. So we're catching up a little bit as things go through, so we will be getting through our tournament pretty quickly today. Our first giveaway will be on Twitch. Head across to twitch.tv/monocombat, type in hashtag RO16, and you can win yourself a little pile of credits. For any of you guys who've won in previous giveaways, do be aware that these giveaways take 2 to 3 weeks to process, and over the New Year's holiday period, things probably are going to end up taking another week on top of that. So it's probably one of those things where it's best just to kind of, forget that you won it, and down the line it'll turn up again. If it does take longer, then it's probably about a month at this point, then maybe just put a note in the calendar to hit it up, and we'll send it across to the community manager to look into, then get you all sorted out. So as to what we were saying before, I think, dealers, we should give the fine people watching here tonight a chance to open up tonight's stream in, well, assuming we can get a game set up before our next ESL match arrives. So if they want to get in on the action, what's the passkey that they should use?
ESL 123. Well, we're talking about custom games, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, huh? He's not saying anything. Did I do something wrong?
That's alright. I was just getting...
Peter, I think we do have a passkey.
We do?
Yeah, we've had one for like 2 minutes.
Oh. Well, my apologies, gentle friends. In that case, we'll have to attend to official ESL business with the score match. I apologize. I very apologize. I thought that was, for some reason I had it in my mind that was a passkey for later on instead of for right now. But I think hopefully they're not. I don't think the teams are quite ready to go yet anyway. So we're going to carry on with A&G from the previous round, but now they'll be facing it off against our #1 seed at Score Gaming. So for any of these guys who just tuned in, could you just remind these fine people of what Score Gaming have been up to recently?
Yeah, well, Score Gaming, they are our first seeded team going into today's matchup. That is because in Blue December Cup 2, December Cup 3, and previously they have been the best team in these tournaments. They did not participate in a Blue December Cup 4, and in the Blue December Cup 9 they lost out in 9th place. But in the second and the third Blue December Cup, they managed to go all the way to the final. Unfortunately losing to Roxas, but considering that Roxas aren't playing today, Score Gaming are certainly the favorites.
Alright guys, so rooftops will be our first destination. So make some E-noise? Is that a thing? It should be a thing.
E-noise?
See if you can get some copy passes past the Nightbot, or at least throw up some emoji, express yourself only using emojis as we head into our first ESL game of the day. Score Gaming in the blue, A&G in the red, rooftops our destination. And as dealers said, Score Gaming coming in as favorites.
Already here in the start, we're seeing a very fast-paced game with Score Gaming finding 5 kills for themselves, A&G only finding 3 kills. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Obviously, there's a lot of time for A&G to make a comeback, and they're not that far behind quite yet. But Score Gaming, we all know how aggressive and how dominant they can be once they find a hole in the game.
We check in with Superman from the A&G side of things. Pretty solid showing in the early game, but as you said, Score Gaming, a very potent collection. This time round playing without clan leader Gomitax, so we'll not have that firm leadership to fall back on, but do at least have Danny, the only team member who I think consistently doesn't use the score tag. But do not let that fool you, gentle friends, because Danny has been a part of the bedrock of the Score Gaming team for quite some time, and you can often tell how well Score Gaming are going to do by how well Danny is doing in any given game.
Score Gaming, the team from Mexico, hasn't found that great of a hold of the game quite yet. As I say that, they do develop a 5-kill lead, but we all know how, well, dominant again they can be. So if they just find a bunch of kills, they are sure to expand on that. Now the two teams, they have just swapped places here on this map. You can see how ANG, they are all below decks, while Score Gaming, they are controlling the rooftops.
It can make a big difference as to how much of the map stays in control, particularly when it comes to that spawn trap right on the far side of the roof. So far, ANG, particularly on the part of Charlie, who we're watching here, the best performing member of ANG for quite some distance, they can keep up their momentum, or perhaps they will have their feet cut out from under them as Score Gaming win out that last exchange pretty convincingly.
Counterfeit, can we check in with Danny how well he's doing? Right here, he's on your screen, 8 kills and 2 deaths. This guy, we said Danny, if he is able to do well, well then Score Gaming will be doing well as well. And now Danny on 10 kills. That's just a sign of how well Score Gaming are doing in this game. Currently with nearly a 10-kill lead.
Oh, Danny boy, the kills are calling. Doing a fantastic job so far as Score Gaming gonna get themselves close to a 10-kill lead. ANG looking a little worse for wear, even with the very strong performance of Charlie, who we noted before was doing very well, but since we last checked in with them, hasn't actually picked up any additional kills. Instead, just a series of deaths, giving a pretty good impression that ANG, whatever they were doing before, has started to not work as well.
Dying multiple times is not what you want. You want to be able to find those kills. That's the way that you win in Modern Combat 5. And now with us being halfway through this match, ANG are looking worse for wear. They are 10 kills behind, actually 11. And Score Gaming, they are looking better. They are looking like a better team.
I think this person's name is Poop Tacos, but I can't be certain. Hopefully you guys can let me know in the chat. Sounds like something that one of my nephews would come up with. But hey, there you go. Lesson about that, the better. Let's see, so Superman has kind of taken over as far as the top scorer for ANG goes, but I think, well, that's their scoreline tells a story by itself. Their top scoring member has more deaths than kills, and that is a major problem if no one else on the ANG side is able to keep those death numbers low.
Score Gaming are 7 kills away from winning this first map here, Counterfeit. Obviously, with it being a semi-final, it is going to be a best of 3. So after rooftops, we will be moving to scramble, and if a third map is needed, we're going to conversion. But for now, it's looking like Score Gaming, they won't need 3 maps to take out ANG because they are looking like the better team by far.
Score Gaming look to be fairly comfortably putting this one to bed, as you said, coming in as tournament favourites, though ANG have been around the block a few times. Much like Score Gaming, ANG fell victim to Roxas in recent times, but also to score themselves back in the 2nd December Cup. Looks like not too much has changed as Score Gaming get that first point, one step closer to the finals.
Score Gaming are our favorites here in this tournament, and they are looking like the team that will go all the way to the grand final.
As you can see, when we praised Danny, it was actually Arcade at the end of things for the Score side, who stepped up and performed admirably alongside Danny. Almost identical scores between the double-headed Hydra that Score Gaming has presented. ANG going to need to keep those deaths a lot lower on their carry players. They want to survive in the tournament. For now though, Twitch giveaway remains in place. 7 minutes or less till we return. Stick with us guys, and we'll give you lots more Modern Combat 5. See you in a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Our next game between Score Gaming and ANG has arrived. Myself and Deedless are going to take you all the way through. The Score Gaming, they look pretty good in game number 1. ANG got a very different map in Scramble to try and show off their skills.
And now they need to fight Score Gaming in a more open map. Last time around on rooftops, it's a very close map that you don't have that open space that you have here on Scramble. So now sniper rifles can be much better used as a long range weapon, and ANG are surely looking to do that. At least for now, they are sticking together, forcing Score Gaming to come to them. And if they come to them, they'll have to go through multiple fires of multiple range of fire, multiple people. Let's just put it that way.
It's a rainy day in hell. And Superman is doing a pretty good job for ANG in this early going. There's only 2 kills so far, and both of them have been courtesy of this. Well, I feel like my point's a little bit stymied by having the person die as we're talking about it. But still, that doesn't squash the idea that Superman has been fantastic for the ANG side so far. We've seen this a lot on the Scramble map, that teams will keep a lot of distance from each other to start off with. But I think Score Gaming, now they've fallen behind, maybe are realizing that, yes, ANG's strengths may have been tapped here on this map, as they are winning out these trades pretty handily.
Score, what? One member from ANG just leaving. That's not what you want to see from a team who are doing the best here on Scramble. Now, Score Gaming, I wouldn't count them out quite yet. They still have 5 minutes and 13 seconds left to go, so there's a lot of time, and there's only a 2-kill lead on the side of ANG. And now the aircrafts are coming in, and surely airstrikes and bombers will appear soon for Score Gaming.
Well, if there was ever a time for Score Gaming to recover from this incredible performance out of Superman, it will be with Gom Attacks. We noted before that Score Gaming were playing without the team owner Gom Attacks, as we can see from the kill feed there has returned to the fold for this second game. Well, not going to be because Score Gaming were at all suffering in the last game, but perhaps now, with A&G more in their comfort zone, Score Gaming will have to dig down deep if they want to make it to the 2-0 semi-final.
They'll certainly have to put up more work. Now remember guys, if we are going to go to another map, we are going to go to Conversion. And now Conversion is a much larger map, so you can both use sniper rifles and automatic rifles, but it is certainly a map that favors close quarter combat and fast-paced movement. It's not exactly a map like this one that is all about just using a sniper rifle in the open.
Well, whatever I would say, for any of you guys who are watching this looking for tips to play in your regular play, basically just do whatever Superman's doing. Of course, every time I try and make a point about Superman, he gets shot in the face. Or they get shot in the face. Therefore making my point look completely redundant. But what this does lead to is that by Score Gaming taking down the best performing member of A&G, they've actually pulled themselves back into the lead.
Score Gaming, I said don't count them out, there's still time to go, but now A&G, they are a full man roster again, and they're looking to just go away with this. 3 minutes left to go, and whoa, that's a big kill coming in here from A&G. 3 kills in a row, meaning that they have now a 4-kill lead.
Danny and 4Loco trade 2 back for Score though. It's looking like this is going to be, from being a game that was pretty clear sweep on the Score Gaming side to now being a extremely close second encounter between the two. I mean, as we said before, I think we're going to say again, this is definitely a game for A&G at least, where performance is entirely dependent on the linchpin Superman here, who was performing out of their mind to start with, but in recent times has started to rack up those deaths without even getting a single extra kill before going down.
Superman has been putting in the work for A&G, 12 kills on his own, but let's check in with Danny Counterfeit, because Danny surely has been doing extremely well on his own too. He's always been a sign of how well Score Gaming have been doing for themselves. Now, looking here, 7 kills and 8 deaths. Not been putting in as good as performance as he did in game 1, but certainly not something you don't want to talk about.
Well, Danny, did take out Superman twice in a row there, so could perhaps start to lean more into the idea that Danny seems to be on Superman protection duty. And has done a very good job so far of stopping the A&G star player from getting too far out of the blocks. Score Gaming have actually built themselves up a very heavy head of steam, and from a game that looked almost, it seemed A&G favoured, then it seemed even, and now by the end of it, it seems like a complete rollover in Score Gaming's favour.
Score Gaming have certainly been pulling away, and now all they need are 2 more kills, Counterfeit, before they'll end this semi-final in a 2-0 fashion. 1 more as Assassin finds 1 kill. Who'll get it? It's looking like it's going to be Force. Now that will be Score Gaming winning this semi-final 2-0 after winning the second match 50-37.
Yes, as our number 1 seed today, they bypassed the first round of competition, as we saw there. Assassin again, along with Arcade, the double A's. I don't know if a double A battery really works outside of England, because I don't know what other people call their batteries. But either way, Score Gaming again with 2 outstanding players, and the rest of the team performing pretty solidly as well. Superman, still, I think it's got to get the nod from A&G's side. Performed extremely well in the early going, but it felt like maybe the rest of A&G weren't quite able to support them in the way that they would have ideally liked to in the later part of the game.
And I'm looking forward to seeing how Score Gaming will perform in the semi-final. They're either going to go up against number 1 from Iraq or Frankenstein from France, depending on who will win our second semi-final of the day, which I'm sure we'll try and see if we can get in on casting.
Alright, so over on Twitch, our first giveaway of the day, Robert over 83 is our Twitch giveaway winner. Please post your dog tag and the platform. I'll put "and" in capital because without the platform, our dog tags will be no good at all. So because that is the end of that particular semi-final, we will be going on to our Facebook giveaway as the first thing. So head across to facebook.com/modern-combat and chuck in a hashtag quarter to our Facebook broadcast if you want to enter in on there. Apart from that, though, as well, we had that community game which we were trying to get you guys set up with before, and we'll do our best to get another one set up for you now. So, Deedless, I shall ask you again, what are the magic words that allow them access to this haven of delights?
Say some, open up.
Sorry?
No, obviously, you said the magical words that'll open up the havens of delight, and I was like, say some, open up.
Oh, open sesame. At least that's...
Oh yeah. Oh well, that's because we say it in a different way in Denmark. Anyways, guys, ESL 1, 2, 3. That's the way you get into custom games.
It is. So
open sesame.
Yeah, I figured it. Like, as I said that, I realized that it was probably going to be that it's quite different in every language.
I could imagine, yeah.
If you guys want to play, basically the only thing to be aware of is that we play our community games more or less under the same rules as the ESL competition goes. So, tier 3 and below armor, tier 7 and below weapons. Apart from that, I think pretty much the same thing. So what we'll do is we'll let you guys play on stream while we look to get set up for our next ESL encounter. Once we've got a few more people in here, we'll start the game off, and then we'll let you guys play on stream while we deal a bit with business, and we shall return at the end of it with hopefully more ESL action. So, Deedless, while we won't be necessarily commentating this upcoming match, do you have any wise words as an experienced FPS coach for any of our players in this battle on overtime?
Always aim down your sights and always hit. Don't be a Peter. That's my words of knowledge, I think it is.
Well, I mean, those are good advicey things, I feel.
Yeah, I think so too. Thank you. That's why I said it.
Well, I'm glad we're on the same page here, even if that page is part of a tablet. That's right, broadcast journalists, we are not. Oh gosh, I think we're getting a few OMG players in here, which is interesting. I worry for whoever's ending up in the opposite team from them. So again, if you like to play on stream, ESL 123, this is only on iOS today, because this is an iOS tournament. When we have Android and PC tournaments, then those will be on them respectively, if you would like to find out when they will be. Then head across to the ESL website, and you can see them in their own time. Let's see. So Robert over 83, thank you for putting your dog tag and platform in there, but it's worth noting that the dog tag is not your username, but the dog tag from your profile. So that will be a series of numbers and letters rather than your username itself. If you need any help finding that, I think we should, if we don't have a little illustration. But I'll put that in text just in case you happen to have stepped away for a moment. Now though, I think we've got enough players to start off our break game. So guys, take it away, and we'll catch you on the other side of the break. Alright, it's time to get onto Scramble for our second semi-final of the day. Frankenstein versus number one. This will be the second match. We're just trying to find out who actually won the first between these two to book their tickets to the final to face off against Score Gaming.
Now number one are coming out quite swinging out of the gate, finding 2 kills early on with a grenade, but Frankenstein is our third seeded team here in today's competition. It's the third seeded against the second seeded from number one. Frankenstein, they won the last December Cup, so they have a lot of momentum with them going into this matchup.
Yeah, Frankenstein, the French representatives here today, have proven themselves multiple times in ESL competition, looking to take themselves another scalp. Certainly seems to be the most obvious choice to head on a collision course with Score Gaming, but number one from Iraq have done pretty well for themselves. Certainly in the Blue October finals, number one, I think, and I'm going to have a double check on this, did pretty well there, making it to the semi-finals. Oh boy, this is actually, serendipitously enough, this is a rematch from our Blue October finals. So Frankenstein took out number one in the semi-finals to then of course proceed to the grand finals, to only be knocked out by Roxas as well. So these two teams have clashed on the big stage before, but only one of them can proceed to the final again today.
Now, for now, it's looking like it will be number one going all the way. They are our second seeded team, of course, so they should, by the stats, be the winning team, but I'm sure Frankenstein will not give up without a fight. Both of these teams have won their quarterfinal in a 2-0 fashion, so both are very strong teams, and I'm sure whoever wins this semi-final will give Score Gaming a match for their money in the grand final.
For sure, and it's extremely close right now. I'm just having a quick look through the records from the previous time these two teams met to see if I can figure out who the players are most to watch here. Certainly, from what we've seen so far, Crispy has been the standout player for the Frankenstein lineup, whereas number one are much more spread out across their team with their numbers.
Number one still looking for a few more kills. Frankenstein are sticking together as a team, not giving number one that hole in their armor, but that doesn't matter as number one are able to, well, go up together and find a lot of kills. Right here they find 3 kills out of nowhere. Frankenstein, their top fragger, have 8 kills, but that's not a lot. That's not enough to win against number one, who currently are just pulling ahead off the curve.
Well, I think a lot of it's going to be down to the bad rabbit themselves. Doesn't need to be framed because they've certainly been committing the crimes against Frankenstein so far with a ludicrously strong record. Does get taken out by a rush by Crispy, but that rush is just as quickly put down.
Here comes number one once again looking for a push. Will they be able to go all the way? It's looking like that as they now are about to have that 10 kill lead. Bombers is going to be... Sorry, a bomber will be deployed for number one. Not multiple bombers, just one. Here comes another one. And number one, they are so far ahead right here, Counterfeit. About to reach that 10 kill mark.
So just like the games we saw before, it all looks so even towards the beginning, but towards the end, it's looking like a complete rout in favor of number one. As see Hero Gaming and Simon mentioning Roxas, both these teams having histories. Honestly, most of the teams in this particular tournament having histories of Roxas, but not playing here today does open the door up for, you know, for new faces to rise up to the top in the Roxas's absence.
It opens up for a new king, for us to create a new legacy, and number one, they are looking like a team that wants to go into the grand final and create a legacy for themselves.
Our Facebook giveaway will be coming to a close after this game because we've got a lot of giveaways to get through before we are done. So, as before, now again, from 40 to 30, now 50 to 40 to end out the game. Number one stayed consistently ahead in the latter half of that match and will be rewarded with the first of the potential 3 games. So, let's attend to business. So who's going to be our Facebook winner? It will be... oh, actually, that's what we do. D-List, could you make a series of...
animal noises?
Well, I want to be kind of trumpety noises to announce our winner.
Trumpety noises? I don't think I can do that.
Well, I mean, if you're going for animal noises, then...
How do you make a trumpet noise?
Well, I feel like if I demonstrate, then I'll just be doing it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to trick me into doing?
Of course.
I'm
a smart boy.
I always knew. Always knew. Alright, well, I guess we'll just have to... Could you maybe give a celebratory goat sound?
What about...
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So, dog tag and platform for someone whose name I'm going to mispronounce, which is Slabomir Witz? I don't know. I think it might be a Polish name, so I think even with my best of intentions, I'm not going to probably pronounce that one correctly. So, Slawomir, I've tagged you on Facebook at least, so hopefully it will be a little clearer who the heck it is I'm talking about. Please do post your dog tag and your platform, as I believe that we've now got an update from our admin Diamond, who is running things today, along with Celeborn, that puts both teams to 1 game apiece. So we will be having a 3rd game between the two. While that's all going on, we'll be running our Mob Crush giveaway. So please head across to mobcrush.com/modern-combat and make your entry in with the hashtag semi to the Mob Crush chat. For now though, guys, we do need to get set up for that decider game between Number One and Frankenstein. So far, it's been pretty entertaining, and I suspect we should have more of the same on the cards right after the break. Welcome one and all. Our last game of our last semi-final of the day. Number 1 versus Frankenstein. One shall stand, one shall fall. And last time round? Well, we didn't get to see the first game of the series. But yeah, we got to see everything turn out relatively one-sided. Hopefully, we will get ourselves a competitive third game to end out the series.
Hopefully we will indeed, guys. We didn't know that our second game was the second game. We thought it was the first game of... However, we found out that the teams are now tied, and now it is going to be the deciding game. Frankenstein versus number 1. It's going to be the second seed going up versus the first seed in the grand final, or the third seed going up against the first seed. We'll have to wait and see. For now, Frankenstein are doing quite well for themselves, but here on Conversion, it is all about fast-paced movement, about going up close and personal and taking down your opponent.
We'll have to see how well Frankenstein recover from their previous round loss, but said with both teams with a game in hand, we'll have to see. Perhaps we will see another reverse of fortunes. Certainly Taco Penta doing a nice job of keeping Frankenstein from getting it too far away. Pretty even trading though, with the small differentiation between the two teams remaining constant for a while.
Bad Rabbit finds a headshot onto Ford Angry, and now Taco Penta kills himself with his rifle. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but Bombers coming in for number 1 will surely look to find some kills to even out after Taco, for some reason or somehow, managed to shoot himself with a sniper rifle.
I think if you take a look across the Taco onto the respawn, they're probably using, yes, the Imp. So that is the disadvantage of using a gun with explosive ammo, or a gun that effectively fires mines, is that sometimes in the middle of a fight you can shoot yourself in the foot, and it's a lot easier to happen when your bullets blow up with the force of a small grenade.
That's not too smart, but fortunately for Frankenstein, they are a beast, an undead beast, so I'm not sure that they can shoot themselves. And I'm actually surprised that they can die, considering that, yeah, once again, they are a beast.
Well, very true. Normally, you'd be as scared of a bunch of Frankensteins, and I think, well, based on what we've seen so far, and let's take a look at which particular Frankenstein. It's Shia, who will, of course, die the moment we look at them. But Shia doing the best job so far, working 9 to 5, a full day of work for the Frankenstein squad, and keep them in a pretty good position, especially taking down Mr. Bad Rabbit. Remember them from before. We can see the ERG that you guys have been discussing on the Discord as a potential change to ESO rules. Didn't suffer the nerfs that the BSW, the sniper rifles, sniper class sniper rifle did, making it less effective at short range. So as we've seen it from many of our contenders here in the ESL, it's an extremely effective sniper, but it hasn't actually crowded out the other choices like the BSW or the MP entirely.
Frankenstein Counterfeit are on the brink of winning this semi-final now. 5 kills are all they need. Number 1, they need 15 more, so number 1 are in a bit of a pickle, and I'm not quite sure they'll be able to make it back.
Well, you know what loves pickles? It's a taco! But I think even with the best foodies amongst us and all the grenades in the world, which I think number 1 are more than happy to deliver to Frankenstein, Frankenstein's team is more than done, so they will be getting it forward to the grand finals to face off against Score Gaming, and with that we'll also find ourselves our Mob Crush giveaway winner. Actually, I'll tell you what, let's give it a few till the end of the first finals game, because we've got that coming up. We're going to try and get a few more people in over on Mob Crush, so do head across to mobcrush.com/modern-combat. It's one of the places you're most likely to win. You will have to make an account over there, but I'd say it's worthwhile to get yourself a little pile of credits. For now, we shall be back in a few minutes with the start of our grand finals, so do stay tuned and we shall return. Welcome back, one and all. Our grand final has arrived. Score Gaming have been waiting patiently for a chance to get their claws into the legendary Frankensteins themselves.
Surely they are. Now Score Gaming, our first seeded team, going up against Frankenstein, our third seeded team. You know what, Confit? I'm hyped for this matchup because I'm sure it's going to be such good Modern Combat 5. Score Gaming, they have been looking like such a good team in Blue December Cup 2 and Blue December Cup 3, going all the way to the grand final, but they've always gone up against Roxas. Now Roxas, they aren't here, and can they finally overcome another team that aren't Roxas in the grand final? I'm sure they will be able to.
Well, you made a point much earlier, right back at the start of the tournament. Score Gaming is certainly a team who have been around the block, have been in so many of these tournaments, have kind of risen and fallen in terms of their ability to compete with the very top teams, but are here now in the final. But it's Frankenstein, even at down to a 4-person roster, who are dominating the early going. We see Bleach going in, but it's going to be Fort Angry who is picking up a lot of those kills as well.
Score Gaming are falling behind here on our first map, which is not something you see every day. That's uncharacteristic for Score Gaming. But here on Streets, it might not be their favorite map, which could be a reason to why it's not looking so good. Obviously, we have to say we're only a minute and 30 seconds into this matchup, so there's a lot of time for Score Gaming to make it back. And well, they're only behind by 3 kills. It's not a lot, all in all. Do you trust your computer, Peter? Do you trust your computer?
Trust no one. D-less trust no one at all, especially when it comes to covering your back on these mean streets of our grand finals. Certainly, yeah, it's gone very, very close between the two sides, both getting back up to this current full 5-person lineup, and this is just what we like to see in the grand finals. No excuses to be found from either side of the equation when it comes to who the whys and wherefores of how this first game played out.
Only 1 kill is separating these two teams. Now Score Gaming, they have more or less evened out all of their kills on their team. For Frankenstein, can you pull up the scoreboard, kind of it?
Yes.
They have Angry with 8 kills, and then they have Noctis with 7. And from there, it's all downhill. Crispy, only 1 kill. That's not what you want to see from Frankenstein. You want to see them come in with multiple kills on every member. You don't want to have someone dragging you down.
No, for sure, but it's a rare team that can get the perfect performance from every member all the time. So as Big Gorilla is saying, our Mob Crush giveaway will remain in place till the end of this first grand finals game. So head across to mobcrush.com/modern-combat and type in your hashtag semis to the Mob Crush chat if you want to enter in on that one. We will be moving on to YouTube for our final giveaway of the day, but everything keeps swinging back and forth. I don't know which one of these two teams is going to be the one seizing the advantage from this first game of competition.
For now, Frankenstein are looking like the team that will pull ahead. They have a 6-kill lead, but we all know Modern Combat 5, it can swing in just a matter of seconds. Score Gaming can surely still make it back. 3 minutes and 5 seconds left to go. They have just reduced the lead to a 5-kill lead, so they're not quite out of it yet, but Frankenstein are getting dangerously close to that 50-kill mark. Score Gaming, they need to start hurrying up if they want to make it back in this in this grand final. It is.
Noctis going to be the touchstone for the Frankenstein team. A very strong performance in this opening game. They stay up and around with their imp in hand, picking up Assassin just like they did right then. Then Score are going to be in a world of hurt. Noctis does get taken down by team leader Gomatax, so maybe a chance to get back in. The trading remains pretty even so far, and of course, that's going to favor the team that's in the lead right now. That is Frankenstein, and Noctis continues to shine when the light is darkest for our excellent squad, Score Gaming.
44 to 44, 45 to 44. Score Gaming. And Frankenstein. Oh, they make a big push, Frankenstein. Now they're close, dangerously very much, because they only need 2 more kills. 1 more kill. Score Gaming are about to lose the first game here in this grand final. They will indeed here. Ford Angry finds the last kill. 46 to 50. What a game from Frankenstein.
Extremely impressive stuff. Looked very, very close. Right up until the very end. But as we were saying, it's going to be Noctis performing out of their mind for the Frankenstein side of the thing. Whereas the score, their scores were consistent across the board, but no high flyers have emerged as of yet. We'll be keeping our eyes, of course, on a Fort Angry as well for Frankenstein. A clear 4 points, not as comfortable a lead as Frankenstein would like, and exactly what we'd expect from our grand finals. So as a result of all of that, we will be getting ourselves done with our Mob Crush giveaway. So let me just check who is our lucky so-and-so. It's gonna be Hero Robert. Hero Robert, over on Mob Crush, please post your dog tag and your platform, because we are moving on to YouTube for our final giveaway of the day. So if you want to enter in on YouTube, do remember, just follow the instructions on screen, and they will be in the chats as well, as I just update the note there. But Nightbot is running things, and if you enter in multiple times, it will toss your entry aside like it's nothing. So don't get on the wrong side of Nightbot, and we'll catch you guys on the other side of the break with Game 2 of our Grand Finals, Score Gaming versus Frankenstein. Mr. Deedless,
Mr. Counterfeit.
we have arrived onto the construction site for Score Gaming vs. Frankenstein Volume 2, The Quackening.
Oh god!
That's right.
Peter, it's not late enough for that yet.
This game mode being played with the duck modifier, which means every time a grenade goes off, you may or may not, randomly determined, hear a duck noise. Is that a real thing? You'll find out.
Anyways, grand final game 2 is on the way. Frankenstein versus Score Gaming. Frankenstein obviously won game number 1, and now Score Gaming are coming off better here on construction side. It's a bit of an open map. Sniper rifles can dominate in this map if they are allowed to do so, and for now Score Gaming are looking to take this game in a more slow-paced manner. Frankenstein, they have control over the middle of construction site, the big warehouse, which Score Gaming seems fine to give over to them.
Thank you, Robert, for your details over on Mob Crush. So again, do bear in mind that our YouTube giveaway is currently live. Hashtag finals. Once we have a winner in this series, then we will have a winner on YouTube as well. The last game decided by a mere 4 points. All eyes on Noctis in this game number 2 to see if they can perform just as strongly. But Score, I think, well, they may have the priority on keeping Noctis out of the game as much as possible.
Well, Fart Angry is also a guy that they have to deal with. Angry in the last game did so well for himself. Now, he's been killed quite a lot, 4 times already, only having found 3 kills on his own. Isn't exactly what you want to see from one of the top frackers from Frankenstein. Score Gaming have a 4-kill lead now, which means that they have a bit more room to wiggle, a bit more room to play with, a bit more living room.
Gosh. Well, I hope they'll be using to decorate their living room with
blood.
the blood of their enemies.
With the gods of Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that one.
Sure.
Let's see, so I don't think these are the... well, I don't know, maybe these are the same players. If we remember before from the Crispy Taco duo, seems to have been spread across 2 different teams in this particular tournament. But certainly part of the lineup for the last set of encounters. So, team leader Gomatax taking the field, we saw before, was giving some other Score members, perhaps new members, a chance to show off some of their skills. But when it comes down to the finals, where those $100 are on the line,
Dollarinos.
Dollary dingoes. Make sure that you keep a close eye on those Dollary dingoes, or they're gonna, you know, get everywhere as they want to do.
Yeah, well, Score Gaming have a 6-kill lead counterfeit, so they are looking much better in this game than in game 1. Now, Frankenstein, that's not exactly what they want to see. They could potentially take a 2-0 lead here in the grand final if they performed a bit better. Now, 3 minutes and 10 seconds left to go. It's not over yet. We're only halfway in terms of kills for Score Gaming, but Frankenstein, they can't afford to fall too far behind.
No, even with that one game in hand, you definitely don't want to, certainly, you know, at the moment it's looking like Score in a pretty good position for game number 2. But as soon as the team wins a game, especially if they win that game convincingly, we start to think about whether or not we could be looking at a sweep as the teams take the momentum, that confidence built up in game 1, and push the other team out of the series entirely. Certainly, Frankenstein have also got the capacity in themselves to come back into this one, but we're going to need to see more for them for that to happen.
It's not over yet, and Frankenstein are fighting their way back. 29 to 26 counterfeit. I see a lot of grenades being thrown around, and I haven't heard any duck noises at all.
Ah, well, you have to listen between the, it's between the bits and the boops of computer code flowing from each
The
screen.
bobs and the bips.
The hibbity-dibbities. Oh, what's that on the wind? The sound of a crack? No. It's the sound of a crack in the Score Gaming defenses. As Crispy has been performing pretty well with his ERG, the standout player in this game. Though, on the other side of the equation, Score Gaming's Arcade, without the quite as impressive numbers of kills, is also performing very well, but with that last exchange, Frankenstein, they pull themselves out and start to build that lead, looking towards a Game 2 victory as well.
Score Gaming are starting to falter a bit now. Airstrike has been deployed for Score Gaming, but Frankenstein have just reached that 40 kill mark. Assassin picks up 2 with that airstrike, but is that enough? They are behind by 3 kills. That's not what Score Gaming want to be at this point in time, because we are getting very close to the end of this game.
Still reachable for the Score Gaming side from Mexico. Very tough to come back from a 2-game deficit to score. As much as they'll have to reach down into the reserves, we'll be throwing everything at the wall to try and recover this game. Crispy, the standout player, much as Noctis was before, but it's Noctis themselves who finalize Game 2 victory for Frankenstein. And while each of these games has been close, we are still looking at a Frankenstein team that could lock Score Gaming out of the finals entirely.
Our question before going into the grand final was, could Score Gaming finally get a victory in a Blue December Cup? Could they move past the second place? It's looking like the answer will be no, as Frankenstein, they take a 2-0 lead counterfeit. Frankenstein, they are on the brink of winning Blue December Cup 5 and shutting down Score Gaming once again.
We'll find out what happens after the break, but YouTube giveaways, get them in while you can, because this series is potentially going to be over by the end of this next encounter. Stay tuned, guys. We shall return and we shall have a winner on YouTube and of course in our ESL competition in just a few minutes time. Welcome one, welcome all to the grand finale. The Blue December Cup number 5 welcomes you into its circus tent. And who are our performers, dealers, for any of lucky punters who may have wandered in at just the right moment?
The team who are currently 2-0 up in this grand final, the Lion Tamers, Frankenstein. They will be performing tonight alongside Score Gaming, our tightrope walkers, because they are down 2-0. They need to win 3 games in order to have a chance at winning this grand final. So they will be walking a tightrope tonight in this circus.
Score Gaming feeling the pinch already from the tightrope that may well become a noose. Already behind by 3 games. By 3 points. Make that 2. Or maybe make that 4 in the opening minute.
Make it a lot of points. Make it a lot of points. Score Gaming already falling behind. That's not what we want to see. Frankenstein 11-7 right now. They're doing so well for themselves, and here on this map, here on Vantage, they're doing quite well for themselves. Usually it's not a fast-paced map. People, they tend to take it slow and steadily. But Frankenstein, they are upping the tempo of the game.
Can you hear the thundering of the drums? The quacking of the... No, that doesn't really work. I was going to say the quacking of the earth, but that doesn't really... Yeah, it doesn't really come across very well. But it made you laugh, so I guess I'll go with it.
God.
We had special drums brought in for tonight's performance. Some very some duck flavored drums.
Duck flavored drums?
Yes. Crispy,
well,
fried duck drums.
I'm sure Score Gaming would love to have some more drums to give them a solid beat in this game, because they are falling behind by 5 kills. Make that 4 as I say that. But Score Gaming certainly are in a bit of a pickle. They are starting to fall down the grave which Frankenstein are digging for them. It's not looking good for Score Gaming, and remember guys, they are with their backs against the wall, and they are also down 1 member here in this grand final.
We do have to bring it back in to bring them back up to, I think, Pachito being the one to join them at their darkest hour. So, big standouts from the early going. As Go4MC5 attempts to lead the Score team, but is suffering. We'll check back in with them again, actually. As I think we're about to, yes, have everybody blow up all at once. As Noctis, hero of game 1, will be stepping into the breach, but will be cut down just as swiftly. Crispy, our hero of game number 2, I believe. Though the old brain is starting to fail me at this point in night. Certainly doing extremely well in this one as Go4MC5 takes themselves out with a slack. Perhaps taunted into doing so by the smooth moves of Frankenstein.
Frankenstein are about to be up by 10 kills. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Score Gaming is not looking good for them as Frankenstein, they round that 40 kill mark. And they are about to take this grand final in a 3-0 manner.
Yes, the grim spectre of being cut out of the finals entirely, not taking a single game, now looms over the head of Score Gaming like a terrifying Frankenstein's monster from which the blue team's name derives. Still more kills coming in and no help is coming. Our Mexican squad Score Gaming, despite close first and second games, this last game not close at all. And Frankenstein, just like that, with the resounding crack of a quack across the battlefield, will become our champions and puts Score Gaming into a firm 2nd place.
And you know what, Counterfeit, if there's one thing you can call Score Gaming, then it's consistent. Because they have been placed 2nd in more or less every tournament here in December. In December Cup 2 and December Cup 3, they lost the grand final. And now once again, they lost the grand final. So Consistency?
Well, to be fair, Skull Gaming have been around for an enormous amount of time, but for a long time they were the team that couldn't make it past the semi-finals. Now, a team that gets knocked out in the finals itself, it's certainly nothing to be sniffed at. To make it all the way up there, even while losing out 3-0 to Frankenstein. They are certainly by far not the only team to have done so. Of course, we will have to direct the lion's share of the recognition towards Frankenstein. A very good tournament run. Quick check and see from their semi-final performance. Oh, I tell a lie. I think there was a little bit of confusion before in that we've at least got a list down here that Frankenstein, yes, so took out Xenovia and number 1, as we saw a little bit of their semi-final before that clean sweep of the grand finals itself. So our giveaway winner will be No Name Modern. I see that No Name is around, so just to give him a chance to respond, we're going to close out today's streams with, that's right, Deedless's favourite thing, which is watching me and all of you guys play Battle Royale.
Battle Royale!
So any of you guys would like to play along, then please do start up your Battle Royale right now, and we will join in just a second while we give No Name a chance to find their dog tag and platform, which I think they're going to do pretty soon. But we'll still start ourselves up to end out today's stream. We will return in, let's call it 14 hours time, approximately, a little over that, for our last one of the weekend. But for now, thank you No Name for your details. They have been noted, and I think this will then conclude our official business just with this last game to close out this evening. So, Deedless, I know that you've showed me up in our PC stream with your skills, but now resides to the coaching bench.
Again.
I still like to say to name this this plane here the Deedless.
The Deedless?
And then shoot it in the butt.
That's
right.
Why?
That's right, guys.
Why?
I'm out of control.
Why?
Also, Deedless.
Why would you do that? That's not okay. I don't like being shot in the butt.
I'm also gonna slash your tires.
Well, I think slashing my tires means that you're gonna pull out your knife. You're shooting my tires. That's not the same as slashing.
Isn't it?
I don't think so.
Isn't it?
Mm-mm.
Isn't it?
Mm-mm.
Well,
I disagree.
Oh, so Robert Over, you're asking how long your prize will take. I think we're getting to a squat party. Let's get on this.
Yeah, do them lunges, baby.
Yeah, very good.
That guy over there is not bad at doing.
Wait a second, who's this fella? It's Big Gorilla.
Oh,
and
Big Gorilla.
Big Gorilla is some of the unlocks.
Yeah, but he's not very good at doing lunges because he always uses the same leg. Always use the same leg.
That's true. That's not very good.
Yeah,
practice.
You want to train both legs, guys. You don't want to have one leg being bigger than the other. At least that's my experience with lunging at the gym.
Ah. Well, I've always find myself lunging at snacks rather than the gym. So, yeah.
Oh, No Name Modern says, "Thank you, Counterfeit. You are the best." Well,
I mean, I feel like we've all worked very hard this evening to bring you guys what I hope you have enjoyed. Cellarborn and Diamond, thank you guys so much for providing the admin duties, stepping in for our regular admins over the New Year's period. Done a fantastic job of getting us through this tournament very quickly. So where are we going to go, Deedless?
Let's go to the fort.
Alright, combat training ahoy! So, remember guys, I am garbage at this game. I think we've established that pretty substantially already. But I feel like maybe...
Multiple times, indeed.
Well, like, I feel like maybe people are just as bad... Like, on iOS, I think it's harder to control the game in general. So the difference between a good and a bad player isn't as pronounced. Though, I mean, I definitely think that's probably not true. But I feel like I can definitely kill some people just because they're standing around and they let me shoot them in the face.
Sure.
You've got loads of equipment.
Yeah, but you have no weapons. Yet, of course. You only have your pistol.
And my good looks and charm.
You know, after playing the Battle Royale mode on PC, one thing I can safely say is that unless you're very good at aiming towards the head of your opponent, the armor is super good. Even at level 1, it takes a lot of rounds to take down your opponent.
No, that's true. Very true. It makes an enormous amount of difference, especially with the armor being ablated now, which means it falls off as it gets used. Armor is something to really consider, you know, especially as another decision. Much as the kind of various attachments are, you know, part of the decision-making process of whether or not you want to take a fight. Usually, the answer to that is no. Oh, there you go. Thank you, No Name.
For, I'm also the best, Peter. Did you see that?
That's what I was thanking him for.
Yeah. Apparently, you're not the best. We're the best.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Shoot that guy! Shoot him! Shoot him! Run, Peter! Run, Peter! Run! Shoot him! Run! Nice. Well, why didn't you run? I told you to run.
Oh, because I was too busy shooting him.
Ah, well, good job. You did well, Peter.
I put on my running boots.
Your running boots? I'm pretty sure you don't own any running boots.
Dude, I own running shoes. I spent a lot of money on them.
Well,
I
get
get sore feet. So, I definitely recommend it for any of you guys who enjoy jogging. Oh, hello. There you go, we've actually got a couple of guns. So we've got very short range and we've got very long range. Excellent.
Yeah. I have a pair of running shoes as well. I didn't spend a lot of money on them.
No?
Nah, I think that I got them from like an outlet.
I see. Well, I got mine from a running shop. It took me 3 times to get a decent one. Right, let's just quickly chuck a scope or something on here. No, we've already got a scope actually. Oh, okay, we don't actually have that much to customize.
Yeah. I rarely run nowadays because I don't like running in the winter. So I think the only running I'm doing is in Modern Combat 5. Yeah. And I do quite a lot of running, especially when you're playing the Battle Royale mode. Then you run all the time.
I see. Honestly, my brain stopped working a long time ago. So
Doesn't
I'll
surprise
agree
me.
with whatever you're saying. Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me at all. I think you need to get out of there, Peter, because the blue zone is coming.
It's a famous blue zone.
The famous blue zone?
So, from my limited experience playing this Battle Royale mode, I feel like walking next to the fort is a pretty good way of getting shot in the face. Oh, speaking of getting shot in the face.
Well, speaking of getting shot in the face, you can't shoot anyone. Or at least you're not doing a good job at it. Peter, have you been a stormtrooper in a different life? Because you're about as good as hitting as a stormtrooper.
Especially with that person who's literally just running away from me rather than trying to actually fight back anyway.
And he was running in a straight line as well.
Yeah, no, that's the most embarrassing about it.
Yeah, well, you're playing on an iOS. It's not exactly easy.
Well, I mean, I don't think... Yeah,
somebody is shooting you.
There you go. So as soon as I get shot, this is how I survive. I activate both my speed boost and my health pack.
Oh, there's a guy. There's a guy. He's inside the house.
The call's coming from inside the house.
Get out of there. It's coming from inside the house.
The house is coming from inside the house. I was almost a Jill sandwich.
Oh, nice. Why do you pull out your pistol?
I went the wrong way. I found a new friend. I want to introduce him to the business end of my shotgun.
The business end?
Oh,
there's a guy behind you.
Is there?
Yeah, there you go. Found him. What are you doing? Aim down your sights, mate. Nice. Well done. You don't need that. Yeah, see, the big gorilla likes my reference to Star Wars about you being a stormtrooper.
Oh,
Thank you, big gorilla.
I just wasn't, you know. I was occupied with other matters like becoming the king of MC5 Battle Royale forever, you know.
Are you not entertained by my references to pop culture?
Probably pop, pop, pop.
Remember to customize your weapon, mate.
Oh gosh.
Oh, no, you're...
Saw that.
Yeah, no, don't die, Peter. Remember to customize your weapon. Nice.
Just I'll do it.
Oh, there's a guy over there. There's a guy over there. There's a guy.
Oh! Oh man, I made the same mistake I've seen so many other people do before, which is standing there picking up weapon parts when you're probably... As soon as, of course, like... Okay, so... Let's use this opportunity to formulate an idea here, which is when you kill someone, you should probably run away for a bit and see who else comes along, because they obviously, you know, they know where you are now, and they're going to shoot in the face.
That's sensible.
Alright guys, well that's going to be it for us this evening. If you'd like to hear more from our Danish Wonderkind, is that a thing?
Wonder Boy?
Yeah.
Wonderwear?
Yeah, underwear.
Underwear?
Yeah, it's like a kind of underwear that you wear while running. Useful for if you want to make sure that you have the best running experience. Anyway, not sponsored by them. If you'd like to hear more from Deedless, you can find him at Deedless Casts. You might want to put that in the chat because it's a little hard to spell out.
Yep.
Oh, I got a kill from the sticky mine. Thanks, Big Gorilla, for pointing that out. That's fantastic because that was just that was really terrible throw. I'd imagine if you can hold on to sticky mines till the end of the game, then you pretty much auto win.
I have posted my Twitter and your Twitter in the chat.
You're out of control. For any of you guys who haven't already, please do subscribe, follow, etc. to Modern Combat on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff. Makes a big difference. But for now, I have been Peter Counterfeit Hartle, joined by...
Lion Tamer Deedless.
Oh gosh. We're coming up with new names. Well, in that case, call me Asparagus Finch. As Samuel B. Oh wait, these are the last two alive. That's kind of fun. Alright, we might hang around just to watch what happens with these guys.
Okay, so Samuel B. Who is he up against?
I don't know, because I don't think we get access to a scoreboard. But
well, he's in the blue zone, so he's about to die.
Well, I don't know. Oh. No, Samuel B won, actually. I think they drove the other person out into the blue zone, and they just died of sort of semi-natural causes.
Semi-natural causes.
Unnatural causes.
Sure, why not?
Man. Well, we finished 6th. How many kills did we get? I don't know. Well, I guess...
You got like, what, 2?
I think it was a bit more than 2. I think it was like 3, maybe even 4.
Maybe.
Like, most of the time... Yeah, it's kind of weird it doesn't show us how many kills we got. Alright, well, we got a bunch of credits. I don't think we're quite at the point of being able to buy cool stuff like Big Gorilla is. But one day will look just as cool as they do. But it won't be today. Thank you guys so much for watching. We've, of course, been our honour to bring you the Blue December Cup number 5. We will be back tomorrow with the Red December Cup number 5 to finish out our weekend of Modern Combat 5 action. So I hope you guys will come back and join us for that. And hopefully, some of you guys who are watching for the first time might even come and join a team and take part in proceedings themselves. Thank you to all of our moderators and our admins for today for looking after everything. And for all of you guys for watching us all the way to the very end. Thank you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.